The thoughts, views, and opinions are that of my own. I'm not a salesman. I cannot be bought. This is all entertainment. Let's go.
The cipher. It's the new cipher.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Today's video is going to be on fresh green scents I've been wearing for the summer this year. These are my favorite green fragrances I have been wearing this summer. That's why y'all here. We're going to get into it. I have 15. Actually, I got 16, but it's really 15. I'm just going to quickly mention my 16th one, and then we just going to kind of go through the list, talk about it. Let's see how long this takes. I'm going to try not to be long-winded, and we just going to get straight into it. Ain't no need of prolonging the formalities. Let's just get straight into it. If you're here, please hit the like button. I don't expect this live to be as lit because it's fresh green scents, but you know, this is some fire stuff. So for me, I have been enjoying this over this summer. I want to get some of these fragrances out that I've been enjoying, and then we start talking about autumn, and some of these will be good transitional fragrances, and I will tell you which ones those are, because to be honest, in the wintertime, fresh scents work to perfection in the winter. People think winter, I need tobaccos, I need ouds, and yes, I like those oud leathery fragrances, but in the summer, the fresh scents with the cooling air makes for an enjoyable experience. And there's never, ever a good day or a bad day to smell fresh, clean citruses with a little depth. So anyway, the first fragrance I'm gonna be talking about is affordable fragrance. You can get this at, if you're in the United States, at least, you can go to most outlets and they have this department store in the outlets, and that's from Banana Republic, and that's 78 Vintage Green. Now, this is one I like to wear to the gym. This doesn't have great performance or longevity, but this is basically fresh citruses in tea. It's green. It's a lot of musk in here, so you have clean tea citrus. It almost comes off like a better version of Elizabeth Arden's green tea, but there's also another fragrance on this list that I would compare it to more. Great. I mean, you can get this for like $20. This is the 100 ml. Some people may have seen it in the outlets. I know at least in the Washington, D.C. area, when I got this years ago, it came in 100 ml, but normally I think they're in 50s or 60s. The smaller bottle with like the black cap. 78 Vintage Green. Again, great gym scent, clean, fresh, green. Performance is low on this, low. I'm normally getting about 4 to 5 hours, but for the gym where I'm kind of in and out, it goes great for that. As far as sprays, I go heavy on this. This is not, you can't really be inoffensive with this fragrance DNA or this fragrance. I mean, you can't be offensive. This is very inoffensive fragrance. You can do like 20 sprays, you'll be fine. But I normally 15 at the minimum is kind of what I'm doing for this. I don't care if I'm inside. 15 at the minimum is what I'm doing with this. If I want to go outside or I want to be around people and I want something that's going to perform, we will talk about another fragrance that you can wear where you don't have to do 15 sprays. You can only do 6 and it'll do what it's supposed to do. Anyway, the first fragrance we're talking about is Banana Republic 78 Vintage Green. I will try to, I don't really have no order, especially when I get into the 10. It's kind of like no order, but I'm just going to just get into it. The next fragrance we're going to discuss is going to be a fragrance where I enjoy wearing. Now, when I first got this, I was kind of semi-disappointed a little bit. It just kind of didn't do what I wanted it to do. Just didn't do what... I like the other two flankers a little bit more than I like this flanker. The opening is absolutely amazing. It almost smells like apple. And what else am I getting on this? I'll smell it and I'll tell you. It's almost like apple and pear kind of smoothie with some greens, like very fresh, but then it kind of goes into a dry, almost like patchouli-esque kind of accord. And that's from Hermes, and that's H24, and that's Herbes Vives or Vives, and that's H24. Now, with this one, I don't want to spray too many fragrances, but I just want to be reminded of how I felt about this. Yeah, man, the opening, if you ever juiced pear, you will understand that what that sweetness smells like in maybe like a Granny Smith green apple. When you juice those together and then maybe a little bit of kale, spinach, like some fresh greens. That's kind of what I get with this. Sweetness, fresh. I absolutely love the opening. Now, at about the 25 to 30 minute mark, it goes into this woody, almost patchouli-esque kind of fragrance, which is fine if that's what you're going for. But the opening was so good that the final product was less, it's less exciting, if that makes any sense to anybody. Less exciting. Other than that, I like the fragrance. I'm glad I have it. I have all three from the line, and this is another green scent I kind of wear. I don't wear it as much often, but I have enjoyed wearing this on days that I don't really care about compliments. So the compliment rating on this is very low for me. If you get a lot of compliments on that, yeah, surprising. I didn't say everything's high. No, the compliment rating on this is extremely low for me. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give it like a 2 on the compliment rating factor. On the wearability factor, I give it about a 5 because I enjoy the opening, but then the dry down isn't my favorite dry down that I've had in the fragrance. It's a letdown a little bit. Just because I like the opening that much more and I just wish it lasted longer. Overall rating for it, I give this like a 6.5 release overall. I don't think it didn't blow my socks off, but I didn't hate it either, if that makes sense. Again, I have some of these tagged in the video, in the comments. You can get these. I've tried to find the best prices. You can click on them, and yes, that's commission based. But anyway, that's H24, and that's Herbes Vives. The next fragrance is a fragrance. I haven't surfed the internet, but because it comes from this house, I can assume it's going to get some hate or mixed reviews. I can assume. I haven't watched any content on it, but I just know it is. But honestly, I kind of like the fragrance. It's a good fragrance to me. I got this fragrance when I got RDHP 21. It was like a free 10 ml, and that's Apex O Intense. So I was able to get a free 10 ml. I don't know if it come up, but clearly I've been wearing it. I enjoy it. You get a couple of synthetics with it, but from a green, it's green, it's fresh, it's masculine. Now, for the price, I'm sure some people, yeah, man. What is this, like mint? I believe mint or something is in here. At least it's coming off like mint. A bunch of greenness, fresh. I feel like some cardamon's in here. Oh man, I like this. It's like grown up but playful. Great casual scent. If I'm going to a wedding and I'm a guest, I would wear something like this. It has like, let's say, unk vibes to it, right? Where you got gray hair. You don't want to dye your beard because you're over beard dye, right? Because they know you like in your 40s. They know you should have a couple of gray hairs so you can stop that. But yet they be like, but you the cool uncle. You the uncle who still go to the corner, listen to some rap, play some good music, laugh, joke, put you on some game to some women, like the cool uncle. He's still a little young, but he ain't 50 and 60 like your father's age, but he like the cool young uncle. Like your grandma kind of had him when she was like old. She shouldn't have really had him, but she had him because she was getting bent. Yeah, that's what this fragrance is for like the young uncle. Let's talk about the next fragrance. If I was putting these fragrances in some kind of like numerical order from like the best to the worst or something like that, this probably would make top 5, especially if I put compliments as a high ranking, how I would rank these. And this is from the house of Manser, and this is Pearl. Listen, this is all citrus. I was the first one to really talk about this fragrance, male or female, back in 2018, maybe 2019. Oh man, listen, let's just get to it. You get green, fresh citruses, tons of clean musk and woods. This is bright. Occasions, this is an amazing casual fragrance. If you're going out, this is a really good going out fragrance. If you're at a festival, this works. Anywhere where you're going to be dressed casual, Pearl is king or queen, depending on if you're a male or a woman and how you want to wear it. Pearl is one of those ones. Performance, it does not come off. This is 12 plus hours. If you overspray this, this will fill a room. People can't smell you from a distance. So be mindful when you spray. This can take over a space, like literally can take over a space. The sillage, amazing. Push out, amazing. I normally do 6 to 8 or 4 to 8. It's kind of where I'm at, depending on what I'm doing. It is a screamer. At least I have the twist top version, just in case they reformulate it. But this is absolutely stunning. Compliment rating and compliment factor. Compliments from everybody, men, women. One of my most like when you want to talk about compliments in my collection. Next fragrance we're going to discuss. Ooh, that's a good one too. Let's discuss this one. This is a classy green fragrance. I believe vetiver is in here, but one of the really good notes that really tickle my nose is galbanum or galbanum. But this is it has a casual yet classy, but I find a lot of the fragrances from this house to have this kind of like not too loud, not too soft, good, enjoyable level of class and esteem to it. Like, you know, it's very respectful wearing experience that I find from all their fragrances. And this is coming from the house of Ex Nihilo, and this is Viper Green. Viper Green. What you get is, I believe, Mandarin Orange. This has a grassy, soapy feel to it. So listen, some people can smell this straight up on hand and be like, it's a little too green. It's almost like wet grass. But in the air, and you just let it do what it do, there's this soapy, I think jasmine might be in here. If it's not jasmine, it's hedione or one of the jasmine-esque molecules that they use, because I get this almost green floral nuance to it. The galbanum is green, it's soapy. The vetiver is it's just a very clean, like this is some like outside, like, I don't know, dinner in Blanc kind of thing. If you outside dinner in Blanc in the major cities, it gives off that vibe. It gives off like outside, if you're wearing like one of those suits with colors and you're at like a horse race thing where you want to smell good, you want to be different, but you want to have this class to you. It is Viper Green. Next up is one that when I first got it, it was love at first smell. And although it has this classic cologne-esque kind of fragrance feel, out of these bergamot fragrances, this is probably one of my most complimented ones. And this is coming from the house of Killian, and this is Killian Cologne. Now, I don't know if you can see, it's like this much left, that much left. I need to get a refill. I believe bergamot, I believe some mint, eucalyptus, petitgrain. It's fresh, so it almost gives me like the freshness of like an Italian bergamot-esque feel. Like Hermes Neo is a amazing bergamot fragrance. Amazing. It has that cardamom. I think geranium might be in Neo. Don't quote me on some of the ingredients in Neo, some woods. But although it gives me that kind of like Neo cologne-esque Italian bergamot kind of feel, it's given me, from my wearing experience, this has gotten me way more compliments than that. This is one that's a really good fragrance. I need to wear this more because the days I wore it, the compliments just kept rolling in. But I don't reach for it as much as I should. But when I have worn it, good performance. It's watery, citrus, musk, woods, this almost green tea kind of feel to it. And this is coming from MFK, and this is Aqua Media Cologne Forte. Aqua Media Cologne Forte. This is, bro, compliment rating on this, I give it a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. Occasions, casual. Great casual scent. Let me see what else. Let me see what some people are saying. Has a lot of neroli and bergamot. I guess that was the Killian Cologne one. Aqua Media is just, it's fresh, has that tea, that matcha kind of feel. Musk, so it's clean. Some woods. This is unisex. This just gets conversation started. It turns head. And for a Cologne Forte, I'm getting like 8 hours on this, 8+ hours on this. I am. Sprays on this, I'm normally going anywhere, let's say anywhere from 8 to 10. It's kind of where I'm at or how I've worn it. Now, I haven't worn it, like if I'm going somewhere where I'm gonna be out and I'm competing with other scents, I have other fragrances I would just wear instead of doing 20 sprays of this. I just have other fragrances I would reach for. But in the hot weather, this also has a cooling effect for me when I wear it. It's just so zen. How I would describe a lot of these fragrances, and especially this fragrance, is zen. And that's Aqua Media Cologne Forte. Next up is one nobody really talks about as much. I like this fragrance. A lot of people take some issue with the house based on the price, but again, price is I ain't gonna say price is subjective because it's not. The price is what the price is, but you can find this at a pretty good price on certain discounters, and this is just a lot of people don't talk about it. And this is from Fragrance Dubois, and this is Oudvert Intense. Oudvert Intense. So this one, you get tons of cardamom and geranium is what I'm getting. Now, I don't know where it is on my shelf, but I have some natural oils, singular natural oils that I had a website that I would get these from just so I can train my nose to smell certain things. And cardamom and geranium were two of the oils that I smelled, and they almost have a green tinge to it. And cardamom's kind of funny anyway, depending on where the cardamom is coming from. But I find both, depending on where they're coming from, to almost come off minty to me. Anybody else get that? It's almost like mint. So you get this bergamot, but mint, but it's just a different kind of spice. It's not like peppermint or spearmint. It's like this spicy mint green kind of feel. And that's what you're getting from it. I believe there's some coriander. The oud in here is the oud that Fragrance Dubois uses in a lot of their fragrances. People will say, is it real oud or not? I don't know. It's probably farmed. If they do use oud, it's probably farmed more than oud in the wild. But it could also be like one of those Vietnamese kind of ouds that's like really clean. I don't know where they get it from. I didn't ask them. And I'm not going to get on here and say they don't use real oud, because one, I'm not getting sued. And two, I just know there's too many different species of oud, especially Japanese oud, that has zero medicinal qualities to it. But I just sprayed it. Yeah, tons of cardamom, tons of it. And it's very good, like green, very green spice with the cardamom. The geranium is almost rosy with that bergamot. Woods. The woods are dry, but yet sweet, almost pencil shaving. There's an airy quality to it. This is one that's just classy. So occasions, again, this is a fragrance, you can dress this up. Moving on is a house everybody know. I ain't gonna take too long on this. This fragrance does exactly what it said it's supposed to do. It does exactly what it said it's supposed to do. And this is coming from the house of Louis Vuitton, and that's Pacific Chill. Pacific Chill. Yeah, this is a California green smoothie. I believe it gives that vibe. It's apricot, it's mint, citruses, some musk. It to me, this smells just like a green smoothie. If you ever had, like, I know if you go to places like Costco or BJ's, they have the guy who sell the smoothie stuff. It's already like pre-mixed. Only thing you have to do is put like a cup of that in there, a cup in your blender, a cup of water. It tells you how much water to blend in there, and some ice, and then blend it up. And it's like green smoothie. It has some spinach, some kale, a whole bunch of different green things, but it's like a ice smoothie. That's what I get with this. Pacific Chill, arguably, maybe next to City of Stars. City of Stars pull me numbers. Lots of numbers. Had to grab that by the cap, was hoping that wasn't gonna fall. We ain't gonna prolong that because my last rant was a little bit longer. The next fragrance we're gonna talk about is from the house of Nishan, and that's Wuong Cha. It can be Wuong Cha X, it doesn't matter. What is this? This is like a better version of like Elizabeth Arden's green tea to me. It's like a more depth version. When y'all start talking about Banana Republic 78 Vintage Green, and I talked about how that was a close, like a more affordable thing, it's like a more affordable version of this. I believe Mandarin Orange is in here. You get green tea, I believe, is in here. Yeah, man, it performs like a champ. Very little sprays go a long way. This is normally a 6 spray fragrance for me. About six sprays I do about this. 8 maybe if I'm outside and I'm really trying to move the crowd. If I'm really trying to move the crowd, I might go 10. Next up is a fragrance, which was something I picked up this year. I think the release might have been this year. The performance is kind of low on this fragrance, but not really low. And I'll get into it. It's low, but it's not low. It's kind of sneaky. It's a sneaky fragrance. Overall, I like it. I remember on the internet, people want to compare everything to Imagination. I don't see the comparisons to that, but this is Argos Neptune's Trident. This is the only Argos I own, but this is great, really good tea fragrance. It has tea, citrus. It almost gives me that like Italian cologne kind of smell in the beginning, but then it goes into this tea, but then it starts wearing extremely musky, clean, musky, airy linen sheets kind of thing. And it's just it can, because it's so transparent, that's the word I'm looking for. Transparent wear. You can get lost in it. And I also believe that people may be going nose blind to this. I have a belief that it might be nose blind to this fragrance, because there's been times after 10 hours that maybe I was doing something to heat and the waft hit me and it came right back. This is one, I wear this to the gym. I've worn it to work. I've tested it. High heat, this is good for, but I almost want to see what this will do in colder weather, because sometimes fragrances that's so fresh and transparent like this, high heat isn't really the best thing for it because it disappears. Sometimes I find cooler weather. So I'm going to wear this in transitional period. I'm going to wear this in the autumn when it's cold, and I want to see what this does. But that tea, and anytime you see tea in fragrances, is like therapeutic. It's calming, which means people who smell you, you're tapping into their scent memory, and it can be very inviting. Next up is from a house, from a legend. This fragrance is another 2025 fragrance I picked up this year. I have I'm missing maybe like two I want to pick up. This is the collector in me, just because I've been liking their fresh fragrances. I want to pick up the other 2 I've been eyeing, but I'm waiting for it to hit a discounter. As soon as it does, I'm snatching it. I can't think of the name of the 2 fragrances from the house, but I know there are 2 fresh from the house. Everything else, I have everything else. And once I get these 2 fragrances, I will probably do a fresh overview of the house. But this is from the house of Manser, and this is Vert Empire. This one, compliment rating is a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10, bro. I'm telling you. Bro, I think I talked about this fragrance before. I think the second time I talked about this fragrance. Green, fresh, woods. I think Ambroxan, he's using tons of, so the thing with Manser is Alberto is using tons of synthetics. And I think that's what's causing a lot of his fragrances to last long. So these are almost like really good designer fragrances, which some would say Parfums de Marly, Manser kind of fit into this tier of like fragrances. I would kind of put Manser there, but just a little over it because the quality smells just a little bit better, a little bit, not by much, but it's like in that Manser, Parfums de Marly, steadily kind of tier of fragrance houses. Next fragrance up is one I think I'm responsible for any hype, even though I don't think it's hype. This just works. It's simple, but it just works. Simple works. I'm gonna say it again. Simple works. Performance, great. 7-8 hours. Compliment rating for me is a 10 out of 10. It's a 10 out of 10 compliment rating. I get the compliment. This pulls numbers. It pulls numbers. This is gonna pull a number from your girl, your wife, your coworker, strangers. Like it pulls in the high heat, especially it pulls numbers. This is from Monontlair, and this is La Cordy. And this is 6.7 ounce. And I have the link also tagged for this. This is, I said before, lemon iced tea. And it's so simple. It's not complex. It stays linear for the most part. But when I say this is probably one of my most pleasant citrus fragrances I own easily. You cannot like this. If you like this, I just think you don't like life. What was it? Like, I think you're not, remember the girl on MTV? What's the MTV cartoon? She had red hair and glasses. She was like, almost like, what's them people who golf? Like you some kind of golf kid or something. If you don't like this, like you think everything is dark and gloomy. Like when people talk to you, you be like, bro, our team just won a Super Bowl. They be like, yay, Super Bowl, football, nice. Be like, bro, you cool? All right, what do you like? You want some pizza? Pizza, cool. Tomatoes, okay. All right, I got to get away from you. Everything you got going on is negative. Those kind of people might not like this. Anybody with a pulse, now, some people, retail, I wouldn't pay retail for it, but again, shameless plug, I found it in the YouTube tag thing, so you can go to that link, tag, get it. Yes, it's commission. I'm going to keep repeating this. But I have not, I'm outside. I can't speak for every fragrance reviewer. I can't. I don't know what they do in real life. Some, you be like, you ain't really out there. Like some of you 15-year-olds doing review, I'm not listening enough, and you got to say, you ain't old enough, your balls ain't dropped. I don't want to hear about your complimenting on 16-year-old girls. I don't care. That's not my thing. It's not what I'm going after. I can't. You do nothing for me. Respectfully. Get your hustle on, though. Next up is another 10 out of 10 complimented fragrance. It is a legendary fragrance in Fragcom. It's everybody talks about it. I don't need to prolong it. I'm gonna make it brief, make it clean, make it clear. You already know what it is. Imagination from Louis Vuitton. Do we really need to talk about this fragrance? Performance on this, occasions, casual. I like this casually. This is probably, quickly doing a quick thought, this might be one of my, well, Seraphine Blue is up there too. Like my favorite gem scents. So my favorite gem scents are like this, Seraphine Blue, Millesime Imperial. What else do I wear to the gym that people would be shocked about? Off the top of the head, that's kind of thoughts of like my gym, like I just kind of grab them and go. Most of this dent, well, I ain't gonna say most of it. A good portion of this dent is just me going to the gym wearing it. I think it's good. I think the other ones are better. I think pound for pound, like going out, I think Meteor does numbers. Stupid numbers. But that's like so designer mass appealing, I expect it to do numbers. City of Stars does numbers for me. Does numbers. That powdery effect does numbers. Imagination does numbers. It's something about it in the air and that tea that's so calming. Women in the air, men and women enjoy this. I've smelt somebody wearing this and I was like, God dang, I need to wear this tomorrow. Like, it's that kind of fragrance, bro. When you know it, if you own it, when you know it, you smell it, and you be like, yo, I gotta wear it tomorrow. Because if it's hitting like this, bro, I gotta put that on. It's, what more can you say? Compliment rating, compliment factor, 10 out of 10. Performance leaves a great sillage. It doesn't feel like it's dominating a room, but it will push and give you pushing numbers. Overall, this is like an 8 out of 10 for me. 8 out of 10. I have other Louis Vuittons I like better, but this is an 8 out of 10 for me. Another green scent, and this is the last two, and we're making really good time. Probably my shortest top 10 or 15, and that's kind of how I want to keep it. I got things to do. Yeah, this one is extremely green, extremely minty. Some people like it, some people don't. I like it. It is one of the kings of summer to me. And I'm glad I have it in my collection. It just works. It's from the house of Xerjoff, Torino 21. Torino 21. This is 100 ml. Torino 21, man. This was a great release to me. Now, some people, the mint is too much for them, but I like green fragrances, though. I think Renaissance probably could have been in here. But Torino, yeah, man, 10 plus hours on me. You know how I know? Because I wanted to work. And you talking about driving to work in the DC Metro, to and from is like an hour each way. Like it's still pushing. If performance is what you need, it's gonna push, it's gonna pump. This is an attention grabbing fragrance. This is one where people have asked me, in addition to tea, the sweet citrus note and Broxton, which one are you talking about? Grapefruit ginger win-win formula. That must be the imagination. Yeah. But this Torino 21, man, this is, let me see if I can see the dent in this one. This last fragrance, this is a very interesting fragrance. It transitions to like two different things. And the more I've worn it, the more I've enjoyed the actual wearing experience. I enjoyed a wearing experience on this. The way it changes is the most interesting part of this fragrance to me. And this is from the House of Mind Games, and this is Very. This changes so much in like two different fragrances. The wearing experience is just absolutely stunning on this. So in the opening, I feel like I'm getting lemon verbena and grass and lemon and it like fresh and herbaceous, grassy kind of feel is what I get from this. Very, I'm getting a ton, like it's herbaceous. That's the best way to describe it. Citrus herbaceousness. The red berries start really popping with this tea, woods and musk. And that makes it the most interesting of the tea fragrances to me, because most tea fragrances are black tea, which if I was going to do a black tea fragrance, I could have did tea at BG, the Bergdorf Goodman tea at BG. I could have brought that, but that's like a really dark black tea herbaceous fragrance. I could have talked no, because that's not green. I don't really find greenness out of that. I just find a really woody herbaceous quality to that fragrance. That's going to be a great transitional fragrance. Autumn, expect to see that on the list in autumn. So with that, that's going to be my 15 fresh green fragrances for the summer. If you're watching this as an edit, don't forget that I'll have a link of this actual live in the description, and you can watch the whole live to get whole context, because this will be chopped up.
The new cipher.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?